last week, the kids of the United States, the youth, are rebelling. We're going to tell you what they're rebelling. It's spreading around the whole country now.
9 WLS News. The road to the Oval Office starts here. Your Common Sense election headquarters, 89 WLS.
9:37. It's a Tuesday morning. It's going to be a gorgeous day today. In the middle of the high 70s, huh?
Beautiful. Can't wait to go outside. And after we're done. We're here from 9 to 11. And when we're done, it's going to be close to lunchtime. And I'm really glad I'm not in high school now because I'm kind of hungry.
Well, speaking of hungry, I want you to join 89 WLS at the Daily Plaza's Farmers Market, presented by Country Financial this Thursday. Log on to WLSAM.com for details.
Yeah, what can you get there? Probably all sorts of cured hams and
all kind of stuff that farmers
things. But if you were in high school, what would you be doing?
We talked about this last week in that some kids up in the Milwaukee area, a couple different schools, they were kind of rebelling against the new lunches they're getting that are mandated by the federal government.
That's called Michelle's Lunch.
Well, as Michelle says, we can't just leave it up to the parents. And what the three things that you have going for this is the small amount of food. Kids are hungry. Kids want food, and it's an 850-calorie maximum at lunch for high school kids, 750 for middle schoolers, and 650 for elementary. So the kids are complaining about the lack of food. Then because they changed the kind of food they were serving, the whole grains and vegetables and fruits, they were complaining about the taste of the food.
Because there's nothing like green beans made by an indifferent cook in an institutional kitchen.
Exactly.
Right?
Or my wife.
You said that.
And the third thing is, not only there was not much of it and it didn't taste good, but the cost was higher now. So the kids were boycotting the food at a number of schools in the Milwaukee area last week.
Why don't they continue it and get those Mao Zedong outfits, from the 60s and have all the kids wear those? Then they don't have to worry about their outfits.
Now, while that was going on and still going on, there are schools in other states where they are throwing away into the dumpster fruit and vegetables which are untouched because the kids aren't eating it and the kids don't want it. But according to federal law, the person in the cafeteria has to put it on the plate and give it to the kid. If the kid says before the worker gives them the plate, if the kid says, I don't want the fruit, I don't want the vegetable, the worker can't say, okay, I won't give it to you. The worker is obligated by federal law, U.S. government federal subpoena,
a grand jury,
to put the fruit and vegetable on the plate.
And you better eat this, mister.
No, the kid doesn't have to eat it. They have to take it.
And what do they do with it?
They're throwing it away, and it's going into the dumpster untouched.
Kind of like the free Wi-Fi, but we pay for it.
Yeah. So now there's a bunch of kids in Kansas, right on the border where Kansas comes near Colorado. And it's a real small school, real small town. They've put a video together. They're hungry. They want more food. And this thing has become a YouTube sensation, not a real YouTube sensation like the cat that dances backwards or the baby that cries on cue. But it's 50,000 hits as of last night.
It's like 100,000 now. It's
Is it up to 100?
Wallace County High School in Sharon Springs, where students and teachers fighting the power of the federal Leviathan did the parody, "We Are Hungry."
Do we have a little audio of that? Got a good beat you can dance to.
Give me some seconds, I need to get some food today. My friends are at the corner store getting junk so they don't waste away. My lover ate 2 grams of meat, just about to starve. My bread was taken by some school bully, asking about some more. And I know I gave up on food months ago. I know I'm trying to forget, but the queen, the milk and feta cheese. The pains in my tummy sing, you know. I'm trying hard to find nourishment, so if by the time you go to practice and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.
Is that not good? That tells me that there's some hope for the future if kids are going to fight the power.
Except for that young man, he was immediately taken away to a re-education school.
Yeah, young man, they're going to, Michelle Obama's going to slap the rat cage on your face, and in about 10 seconds she'll hold up the hand and say, how many fingers do I show? And you're going to end up telling her what she wants to hear.
591-8900. Gary in Naperville. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning. Hey, great topics and, great ideas you put forth. I want to thank both of you, especially the idea I've heard many times in the last, weeks about personal responsibility, because, that's what really makes a difference in everyone's life. And, of course, the government's all about saying, don't take responsibility. We'll take responsibility for you. As far as the way these lunches work, I taught for 32 years out in the Elgin School District, and it horrified me. They will throw out cartons of unopened milk. Every student has to get the full allocation of everything, whether they're going to eat or not, because if they were to cut back, you'd have to reduce the number of public service kitchen employees, which would then, of course, not funnel money back to the politicians as much. So they waste a tremendous amount of food. They'll throw out, like I said, closed cartons of milk. Even if the children, the typical child would dump out most of their free lunch and then go over and take a fistful of dollars over to the regular, there's a cash line to buy ice cream and potato chips and all that. So we really have to get back to the personal responsibility.
All right, thank you, Gary.
Thanks. Listen, in this story in Kansas, it started when a teacher bought a lunch, and it included one cheese stuffed breadstick, a small dollop of marinara sauce, 3 apple slices. Anyway, I asked why the sauce had no meat, and I was informed that due to the breadsticks containing cheese, the meat would put us over the guidelines for protein. Is that what the federal government's supposed to do? Or how about help kids learn to read and think?
They're
morons.
They're teaching them how to count. They're meat counters. 9:44, back after this on 89 WLS.
On your way to work and on your way home, get traffic and weather first on the 5s when you need it most. 89 WLS.
9:58, John Cass with Jay Cartford. Just to be sure I'm not an idiot all the time, I went back to where I saw this on the White House website. It is the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010. It was signed into law in December 2010. And if you're looking for, they had suggested meals for what will come under this act. For today, for example, Tuesday would be whole wheat spaghetti with meat sauce, half a cup, a whole wheat roll. Then you would have green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, kiwi halves, and some low-fat ranch dip. Then you wonder why the kids are throwing that away.
I'm telling you, what you do is you hire a bunch of Greek guys to cook for these kids. Everyone will make a profit, and the kids will eat well. And tasty. They'll eat their vegetables. You put lemon, a little garlic, salt, and pepper on them. They taste great. Don't cook them till they're goo.
How much meat on a U.S. government-approved submarine sandwich, John? How much do you think?
I don't know. You
give it to me in ounces. Give it to me in ounces.
What, half ounce?
1 ounce.
1 ounce. Yes. And who wants to eat that kind of sandwich?
U.S. government.
I want a grinder. Yeah, right, exactly. My God, it's just ridiculous.
But the kids are revolting. I have confidence now in our kids.
It's almost like they're fighting the power. I love it.
They're going to take to the streets. John Cass, Jay Cartford, in for Bruce and Dan. More to come in the next hour right here on 89 WLS.
Have some chips.
Lay off me, I'm starving.